the vast majority of us who have experienced neglect or some form of abuse or dysfunction invariably internalize these experiences and our subsequent emotional responses. And the fact that most of us have not learned to work effectively with our emotions, what happens is that we have this tendency to reenact these patterns repeatedly through a succession of relationships. As we do, it evokes many of the same kinds of painful emotions, and in many ways, the pattern is becoming more deeply entrenched. And often these patterns continue to perpetuate themselves indefinitely. And those of us who struggle with these patterns, we're more prone to obsessive love, or we tend to form attachments to others who are similarly wounded or who in some way resemble those individuals who initially hurt us. We tend to become entangled in push-pull or other harmful relational dynamics. And what makes it worse is we tend to personalize the hurtful things our partner or that person that we have formed an attachment to says or does. And that tends to leave us feeling hurt and distressed and sad and strung out emotionally. In addition, we have a difficult time letting go. We tend to hold on to these individuals, even though the relationship is unhealthy or destructive for us. And over time, these emotional entanglements that tear us down, they erode our sense of self and our well-being. Now, it can be extraordinarily painful when we find ourselves caught up in an endless cycle of reenactments. But one of the greatest mistakes many of us make is we avoid or suppress our emotions. We distract ourselves. But in doing so, when we push our emotions down, unfortunate thing is that it's reinforcing the dysfunctional patterns that many of us struggle with. And that makes it so much harder for us to let go and to move on, and it prevents true healing from ever occurring. Another common mistake that many of us make is we keep trying so hard to make these relationships work. That in itself is another means through which we're avoiding the pain or the discomfort of the relationship that's just not working. And the reason we do this largely has to do with the fact that we're suppressing our pain, and that drives us to keep trying to hold on to that individual in the relationship that, again, is not working. Our tendency to cling to these individuals in relationships is incredibly self-destructive.